I probably get asked about optimizing your website to show up more in AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, what have you, about once a week. And the advice I keep hearing from other marketers is some version of everyone is using ChatGPT to find a therapist, so you need to optimize for AI tools. And if you're not, you're already behind. Hey there, I'm Kristie Plantica, and I'm the founder of Place Digital, a boutique marketing agency for therapists. This is Practice Marketing Insider. Each week, I examine one piece of outdated or overblown marketing advice for therapists and explain why it's inaccurate and what you should be doing instead. I'm not here to say that I'm an expert on these tools. The data and technology are changing all the time, so what I'm presenting and sharing today is the most updated information that I have from sources that I really trust. For what it's worth, I don't think anyone can really consider themselves an expert on AI marketing unless they work at one of these companies, because the rest of us are really learning by observation and experimentation. These platforms don't share how you can optimize to be recommended by them. They're not sharing that information with us. So when anyone is saying that they're an expert in AI marketing, that would be pretty impressive to be an expert in a nascent field. So I would take anyone's opinion on this stuff with a grain of salt, mine included, honestly. I'm only speaking from my experience with these tools and sharing information from companies and people that I really trust and have done their due diligence and research. For example, the usage data I'll be referencing today was conducted by a company called SparkToro. They're an amazing company, really know their stuff, and their research is really high quality. What's interesting is that AI advice is likely to be dated just because of how quickly things change in the world of AI. So any advice I share here will likely be dated in a matter of months. But one thing I can say for certain right now is that there is a lot of hype about AI. I think its usage is actually being overblown by a lot of marketers when we actually look at the data. That's not to say AI isn't growing. It obviously is. Traditional search engines are integrating more and more AI into their features, but I want to be careful that you, my clients, myself, we're not obsessing over AI, because its actual usage for finding a service provider is very low compared to Google still. This is what the data tells us. I don't think that we can justify additional time or money spent optimizing separately for these AI platforms. And furthermore, if you're doing good SEO, that is good AIO, or GEO, AEO, whatever you want to call it. So separating the two disciplines isn't very wise anyways. Even at the time of this recording, a lot of what these tools like ChatGPT do is they just reshuffle the first page of Google for a given query. So even thinking about these disciplines as different or separate isn't accurate. So it makes me wonder, and this is actually something I've been wondering about quite a bit, why are marketers overinflating how many people actually use ChatGPT to find service providers like therapists? I think it's wise to prepare for AI's increased usage. It is certainly going to continue to increase. But at the time of this recording, based on the data I've seen most recently, about 75% of searches are still taking place on Google, and ChatGPT makes up only about 3 to 4% of searches. So the data tells us that there's a lot of hype there. The current usage simply does not match the hype online. And one thing I tell therapists when I'm consulting with them and they bring up, should I be worried about AI? I tell them that as the founder of a practice, you are in the entrepreneurial world. You're in circles that are thinking a lot more about AI than the average population. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about this stuff than the average person. So it's important to keep AI within certain parameters. We don't want to attribute more to AI than what it's currently being used for. I am really curious why certain marketers are participating in the rhetoric of everyone's using ChatGPT to find therapists, and if you're not optimizing for AI, you're falling behind. I think it's a little dishonest. And part of me worries and wonders, is AI just another dot-com bubble? Is the usage or predicted usage really going to hold up in 5 to 10 years' time? Can our infrastructure even support the estimated usage? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll listen back to this episode in 5 years and feel stupid for saying what I'm saying, but I just wonder about the motivations of these marketers that are all of a sudden claiming everyone's using ChatGPT to find service providers and, I think, using it as a scare tactic. Yes, of course, it's important to future-proof your practice. That's why we're here. But spending too much time worrying about AI is, I think, detrimental. I think the motivation behind marketers getting really into AI and kind of maybe dramatizing the actual use of it is, first of all, someone's always trying to sell you something, right? Everyone wants to be an expert in AI. That's the new thing. So if someone can position themselves that way, that makes them look really good. And then they can sell you something that is specific to optimizing for AI. But I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Good SEO equals good AIO. These two disciplines at this time are not really separate. The only difference is that AI tools like ChatGPT and AI summaries on Google place more emphasis on external factors. So it's less what you say about yourself and more about what everyone else is saying about you. Reviews, backlinks, your presence across other platforms, those are the sorts of things that are weighed more heavily by these tools. So that's my first hypothesis. Marketers want to sell you something. They want to look really smart and show that they're doing all this cool stuff with AI. Another guess that I have is that a lot of professionals, therapists included, are fearful about losing their professions to AI. A lot of people I know are worried about their jobs disappearing because AI can hypothetically take those over. And I know a lot of marketers feel similarly. My team and I don't, because the work we do is so specialized and strategic. Our strategies, which we protect, aren't widely publicized online, if at all. We're also not feeding these large language models our strategies, so AI tools just aren't going to know about them. Not enough people are collaborating with AI about highly specialized topics, especially if it's IP that people or companies want to protect. But a lot of marketers, I'm sure, have the insecurity in the back of their mind. So they're going to try to sell you something for AI so that they can kind of get ahead of it, so AI can't replace them, because they're already working on AI. My other hypothesis is that marketers are trying to create this false sense of urgency. It's a very common sales tactic, right? You kind of freak people out. Everyone's using ChatGPT and you're not optimized for it. You're falling behind. I'd be freaked out too. And that's not to say that clicks to websites are down because of AI. I've had this with my own website, and I've had so many clients come to me saying, my clicks are down. And in some cases, they'll say their inquiries are down as well. This is a real problem. It's really happening. But stoking the fire, feeding into people's anxieties, that's the sort of thing I don't like. I don't think that's fair to do. I don't think it's responsible as a marketer. When you work with a service provider, when they offer you a problem, in the next breath, they should be offering you a solution, right? And again, a lot of these people are going to say these separate AI optimization strategies are the solution, but I would strongly disagree. So be cautious when you hear claims about everyone using ChatGPT to find therapists. People have motivations for overblowing AI's current usage. All this to say, you should take AI seriously, but don't stress yourself out too much. It's happening. It's getting more integrated into platforms like Google. The usage is certainly going up, but the claim that the majority of people are using AI to find therapists, that's just not supported by the data right now. And you don't have to be doing separate things for AIO and SEO at this time. As a business owner, it's your responsibility to look into the future and prepare for things heading your way. AI is one of those things, but it would also be irresponsible to place too much emphasis on it when it's not the reality today. So there you have it. No, everyone is not using ChatGPT to find a therapist. The data just doesn't support it. About 75% of searches still happen on Google, and ChatGPT accounts for only 3 to 4%. Should you ignore AI? Absolutely not. But should you panic and hire a separate AI optimization expert? Also no. The truth is, good SEO is good AIO. If you're building authority through reviews, earning quality backlinks, and creating content that actually helps people, you're already doing what these AI tools value. Stay informed, prepare for the future, but don't let scare tactics distract you from what's actually working right now. And that's it for this week's episode. If you want to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Kristie_PlaceDigital. If you're interested in working with me and my team, you can head over to placedigital.com. I'm Kristie Plantinga. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.